history is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crews here telling them.
This is the first time in a long they highlighted. See the sum of your pay.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station, fellas.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
Breaking right now, the search is on to find a robbery suspect who shot a smoke shop employee several times. What investigators are looking for right now that they believe will help in the case.
The family of a motorcyclist killed 1 week ago, speaking out now about their beloved son and friend. Their plea to the person who police say struck their son and then left the scene.
And a 6-year-old taken from school and committed to a mental health facility without parental consent. The Florida law that made it possible, and what that little girl's mother is saying today. Good morning, good Saturday morning. We'll get to those stories in just a bit. Yeah, a little perplexing.
Yeah.
That story.
We'll get to that for sure. What is that about?
That and a lot more.
I know.
A lot happened.
All the parents up here saying, oh no, oh no, you didn't.
Not happening.
Look outside today. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. That's it. Okay,
There we
I'm
go.
done.
All
Back
right.
to you.
All right.
Now, let's take a look outside our windows here down the Southwest Freeway here. Temperatures on the cool side, though. I said nice, not necessarily not cool. So we're starting out 43 degrees at Bush Intercontinental. Katie's at 42. Hobby 48. Galveston 57 degrees. Another cool and cold start. I saw some 30s this morning for a couple of you. And then this increasing clouds this afternoon will be in the mid-60s. And then tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies in the mid-70s. So comfortable conditions. You'll go out and it'll be just fine. And right now, as you go out, you notice it's still at 39 degrees in Cleveland. That's the only one still on the map. Everybody else has gotten up into the 40s by now. 47 in Sugar Land, 46 in Wharton, 50 in Palacios. And we see the winds now more out of the east than from the northeast. Yesterday from the northeast, now from the east, 7 miles an hour from Galveston and Lake Jackson. So those wind speeds, pretty comfortable when you have cool temperatures. It's not going to be cold and blustery. There's very little wind out there, so very comfortable. Look at exact track radar. Nothing going on throughout the state. You can see the big temperature difference between us. 38 in Dallas, 35 and 38 in Lubbock and Amarillo. So the colder air is there. But if you're planning on traveling around the state today, just know that we have 60s in much of the area. But look what happens tomorrow. Mid-70s in San Antonio, 70s in Dallas. So we'll warm up. Everybody will warm up. Just get out and be ready to enjoy some of that. Today, our highs, normally 66, going to be in the mid-60s for almost everybody around the area starting today. We'll have a 10-day forecast and look at that Mardi Gras forecast just ahead, guys.
Ambrell, thank you. Now back to that breaking news we brought you at the top of our newscast. A smoke shop employee's recovering after being shot several times.
Happened at the Vitrum Smoke Shop on Gulf Freeway near Alameda Genoa in southeast Houston. Channel 2's Taisha Walker joins us now live with the latest. Taisha?
Yeah, the shooter is at large this morning. Meanwhile, police say the clerk that was shot and injured during that shooting at the smoke shop right behind me is expected to survive. We know that the shooting happened around 11:45 last night. Houston police tell us that a man wearing a black hoodie and a ski mask walked into the smoke shop with a pistol. They say he demanded a wallet of a customer and asked for cash out of the register. As the clerk was reaching for a gun from behind the counter, police say the gunman ended up shooting her several times, hitting her in the torso, her hands, and her chest. Police say that the clerk never had a chance to fire her weapon. This morning, we're told that she is recovering at a hospital where she is expected to pull through. Reporting live in Southeast Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Taisha, thank you for the latest there. New this morning, police are investigating after a man was found shot dead in the middle of the road in Northeast Houston. This happened just before 10 last night. Police say a person driving by North Main and East 43rd Street saw a body in the road with several people standing around it. That driver then called 911 and emergency crews arrived at the scene. Right now, police say they have no suspect information or any kind of motive.
A Houston family pleading for justice now 1 week after their loved one was hit and killed while riding his motorcycle. The driver of the SUV that hit Ricardo Sepulveda still on the run this morning. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon joins us now with that family's plea.
The accident happened behind me almost exactly a week ago. This family says they've always raised their children to do the right thing, and now they hope that's returned. For Linda Morgan, there is no greater love than her love for her son.
He was born something special from God.
26-year-old Ricardo Sepulveda will always be Linda and David Morgan's little boy, filled with wonder and adventure.
Rick lived a lot of life. He was studying to be a pilot. He had gotten on motorcycles. He loved that. He did Jeeps, rock crawling.
But he would also sacrifice to help others. He believed in kindness and doing what is right.
That was really Ricky. A really, really wonderful human being.
But on February 7th, this family's life would change. Ricky was helping his cousin buy a motorcycle and took it out for a test drive here near 45 and West Gulf Bank. His parents say when Ricky stopped at a light, a car hit him and ran. Ricky didn't make it.
Why somebody like him has to leave the world?
More than a week later, still no answers.
If you heard something, saw somebody speeding off, you know, it all is going to add up.
Because the pain of not knowing hurts even more.
I wasn't there to hold him, to say goodbye to him, so he can feel me there, that I was there with next to him. He just probably died there on the street, laying down in the street, or I don't know what. And that really hurts, and that's why I'm feeling like, you know what, you're right, we need to bring this to justice.
The family will be hosting a barbecue fundraiser later today. There's also a GoFundMe page that was created by his friends. For more information on how you can help, you can head to our website, clicktohouston.com. From North Houston, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
The flu, not coronavirus, is the biggest threat here in the U.S. right now, and experts say this season's strain is proving especially dangerous to children this winter. The CDC says 14,000 people in the U.S. have died from the flu this season, 92 of them children, more than most years, with many having the influenza B strain. Officials say influenza B hasn't been around since 1993. Anybody born after 93 may not have the necessary immunity, which could put kids at more risk. Warning signs that it's time to get a child to the ER include that high fever that just won't go down, chest pain or trouble breathing, and dehydration.
They haven't peed in over 8 hours. They're crying, but they're not making tears. Their lips and mouth are dry. Their eyes are sunken.
Other symptoms include confusion and muscle pain.
And now to the latest on the coronavirus. According to the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. is preparing to evacuate Americans from the Diamond Princess cruise ship. That ship has been docked in Yokohama, Japan, under quarantine for coronavirus since February 4th. The Journal says the State Department's planning to charter 2 planes to bring 380 Americans and their families back to the States. More than 200 people on that ship have been diagnosed with the coronavirus.
Prosecutors got the last word in the Harvey Weinstein trial. They completed their closing arguments, saying that the Hollywood producer used his power and influence to prey on women who were looking for a break in the industry. The 67-year-old is accused of raping a woman in a Manhattan hotel room in 2013 and sexually assaulting another woman in 2006. The defense argues his alleged accusers were, quote, opportunists. Jurors will now begin deliberations on Tuesday. If Weinstein is convicted on the most serious charge he faces, predatory sexual assault, the sentence is life behind bars.
Later this morning, the Harris County District Attorney's Office will give residents with low-level misdemeanor offenses a chance to make it right. It's a program that helps people clean up their record by getting outstanding Class C warrants removed and pending cases resolved for free without the risk of arrest. That event kicks off at 9 a.m. inside the George R. Brown Convention Center. Attorneys will be on site to provide people with legal counsel and advice. There will also be information provided about jobs, job training, and educational opportunities. Well, a 6-year-old taken from her school and committed to a mental health facility without parental consent.
Yeah, coming up next, the Florida law that apparently allowed school officials to do this.
Also next, shocking video of a man getting hit by a gate. What investigators say was going on at the time of this assault.
Good morning. It's my definition of comfortably cool. 48, 47 degrees downtown Southwest. Galveston's at 57. Seawall not active now. We're going to see a lot more activity later on. Temperatures around the area still low to mid 40s all around the area for the most part here. Depending on going down to Mardi Gras, it's going to be pretty nice. Lots going on there. Crew of Aquarius today at noon to 3 o'clock. Zany Golf Cart today at 1 o'clock. Crew of Gambrinus today at 6 o'clock, and the Fiesta Gra Parade tomorrow. So temperature is 65 today for high, 69 on Sunday. More clouds tomorrow than today, but all in all, good weekend for that first weekend of Mardi Gras. Guys?
Oh, looking good. All right, thank you, Cambrell. Caught on camera, the moment a vehicle rams into a gate and hits a man. We want to warn you, this video is disturbing. Could be to some more people. Oregon police released this video of 2 suspects from an incident at a Portland business earlier this week. A man and a woman approach the gate. She crawls underneath. Moments later, a man gets out of a tow truck and approaches the gate as well. Suddenly, a large truck being driven by the woman rams through the gate, hits the man, knocks him into the ground. The truck aggressively continues to hit the gate again before fleeing the scene. The man who was hit was taken to the hospital with significant but non-life-threatening injuries.
A family in Florida is outraged after new body camera video shows officers taking a 6-year-old to be involuntarily committed after a tantrum without her mother's permission. The edited body cam footage shows officers escorting the 6-year-old girl out of the school and to a nearby mental health facility where she'd be committed for 2 days. The school says they were following standard protocol after staff said she was destroying school property, attacking staff, and out of control. Nadia's mother and her attorney shocked that a social worker hired by a school district used the Baker Act to have the 6-year-old committed.
She can only tell you bits and pieces. Mommy, they locked the door. They wouldn't let me out. Mommy, they gave me a shot.
The controversial Baker Act gives social workers in Florida the power to initiate involuntary holds on children as young as 2 without the need for parental permission.
Unbelievable. All right. The reaction continues to come in after the Astros cheating scandal.
Coming up, one of the Dodgers tells us what he has to say about the fallout.
Welcome to the Xfinity Sports Desk at Saturday morning. Here's a quick look at what's happening in sports. Reaction to the Astros apologies continues. Cincinnati Reds pitcher Trevor Bauer, formerly of the Cleveland Indians, unsurprisingly went off in an expletive-laden rant. Criticism, though, also coming from Dodgers star Cody Bellinger. Take a look.
Thought the apologies were whatever. I thought Jim Crane's was weak. I thought Manfred's punishment was weak, giving him immunity. I mean, these guys were cheating for 3 years. I think what people don't realize is Altuve stole an MVP from Judge in 17. Everyone knows they stole the ring from us.
So, yeah, strong thoughts from Cody Bellinger. Legendary Houston Rockets player and coach Rudy Tomjanovich, a Hall of Fame finalist yet again. He was a finalist in 2017 and 18, got snubbed last year, one of 8 finalists this time around, and guys, just vote him in this time. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Texas taking on Rice, college baseball opening their seasons in top of the first. This is Zach Zubia. That is a good baseball name. RBI for the Longhorns. They get on the board first, take a 1-0 lead over the Owls, who get to host Texas, but Rice wasting no time. Tolliver Rue puts this one in play. Ends up being called safe. Like, I see what the catcher's doing. I don't really agree with that call, but Texas goes on to take it 7-4. That's all for sports, and if you don't know, now you know.
No. Let's go back and see that play. That guy was out.
Yeah, that wasn't an out.
Sorry, I get caught up in that. Hey, it's Valentine's weekend. Hope you're enjoying it. I want to just show you this. The record for the most snow ever was on Valentine's Day in this area.
Wow.
Our friends from the National Weather Service put this up yesterday. I didn't get a chance to show it, so I wanted to show it. Greatest snowfall in Houston history. This date in 1895. 20 inches of snow.
What?
On the 14th and 15th February.
That's incredible.
How about that?
Is that Galveston?
That's Houston's Main Street.
Okay, Houston's Main Street.
Houston Main Street. You can see the tracks
forgive
there.
you if you don't recognize it.
Yeah.
It looks different.
It looks a little different.
All right, look at our Click 2 Pens picture here. This is from in the Texas City area. Beautiful shot going forward. Oh, that's up to me to do that, I guess.
Whoa.
Beautiful shot there. That is a beautiful shot. And then here's another one. Look at this Psycho Granny.
Wow.
Sunset for Valentine. You're right about that, Psycho. Kaplan Sinus relief camera shot here. 48 degrees is Hobby Airport. Northeast winds at 6 miles per hour. That 48 in Hobby is a little bit warmer than Bush. 43, 42 in Conroe. 57, balmy 57 in Galveston with 8-mile-an-hour winds there. Now from the east, for the most part, we'll continue to see that big area of high pressure well off to our north and east, all the way up here. But this is bringing in some really cold air from Canada. You'll be hearing a lot about that when the network news comes on, because they're really freezing, which is up to them. They moved there, right? I mean, that's why we're here. We can call your friend in the Northeast and tell them, hey, how is it? I'm going to be going out in my shorts today. Right now, it's 12 degrees up in the Detroit area. Columbus is 15. New York is 15. Look at us. We're nice, balmy, 40s, 38 degrees. There's really cold air farther to the north. Yellowknife is at minus 24. That cold air coming over into the eastern part of the United States as well. That's why all of them are dealing with some really cold air. They'll be better tomorrow. It's just a one-day thing. Exact track radar is clear for us. And for us, our hour-by-hour forecast goes up to about the mid-60s today, 63 at 1 o'clock, 66 at 3 o'clock. And over the next 10 days, you know, it's this Mardi Gras forecast, mid-60s. Tomorrow, the Roughnecks in play. It's going to be about 76 degrees. That 10% chance is for the overnight hours, just a little tiny chance, and most of that's going to be in the Gulf. We're not going to worry about that. Upper 70s going into Monday and Tuesday. The Schmutz Day next week is Wednesday. Remember last week, the Schmutz Day was Wednesday, and the week before that as well. We continue to see that. Mardi Gras looks like it's going to come back and be some really nice conditions going into next weekend. Although some of the Futurecast models, the long-range models, do have some chances of rain. We'll be refining that forecast for you as we get closer, so be aware of what's going on there. Coming up tomorrow on Houston Newsmakers, a political mess that seems to permeate our societies because moderates are finding fewer places of political comfort.
Congressman Will Hurd, who is the most moderate Republican member of Congress from the Texas delegation, isn't running for office, and the most moderate Democrat, Henry Cuellar, is being heavily challenged by a far-left Democrat. That is, the moderates are getting eaten from within their own party.
Wow. Just the way he said that, the moderates being eaten from within their own party. Politics of hyper-partisanism. That's a long word. On Houston Newsmakers tomorrow morning at 10:30. That's right after our news tomorrow at 10.
Important conversation as usual. Thank you, Cambrell. Well, an internet sensation is giving Americans advice on how to make the best Shirley Temple.
We meet him next. And get this, he's only 6 years old. A young man who's become an expert on a certain pink drink is getting some attention.
NBC's Katie Beck explains.
At the iconic Plaza Hotel, royalty arrives in a cardigan and sneakers.
Welcome to the Plaza, Shirley Temple King.
Thank you. The Shirley Temple King. He needs no introduction to his nearly 300,000 Instagram fans.
Just enough grenadine, just enough ice.
6-year-old Leo Kelly shares his refined taste.
It's good, but it's not wowing me.
For one specific cocktail.
I like the classic way of making it.
Canada Dry Ginger Ale, roses, grenadine, 3 cherries, served on ice in the environmentally friendly way, in a glass with a reusable straw.
It actually tastes like the ones that I make.
His scoring scale, tougher than most.
Most people rate their drinks like 1 to 10, but what is your scale?
Not 1 to 9.5, because like it's impossible to get like the perfect Shirley Temple.
As for today's,
I would give it a 9.1.
A high score from a small connoisseur.
Are you going to add other drinks? Or are you going to just stick with Shirley's?
I think I'm going to stick with Shirley's, but also go undercover.
Service industry beware. Best to make Shirley Temples fit for a king. Katie Beck, NBC News, New York.
So sweet. All right, packing heat and only 14 years old. Coming up, the rude awakening one attempted robber nearly faced when he tried to enter a home in Houston. That's next.
We need to.
Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
That breaking news coming to us from Southeast Houston, where an employee is hospitalized after being shot several times by a robber. The search for the man who pulled the trigger. A local mother upset with a daycare after she says her child came home with bruises.
She wasn't being properly handled as a 2-year-old in somewhere that I trusted my daughter to be in.
The mother claims the response from the daycare was not enough.
And how about a live look outside? A beautiful start to a beautiful weekend. Meteorologist Cameron Marshall has your weekend forecast. We hope you enjoyed your Valentine's Day, and we hope that you're making it a Valentine's weekend.
Absolutely.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, we like to make Valentine's week in my house.
Ooh, maybe that's the secret.
Yeah, that's
Is that the secret, Dr. Love?
That's how you get to 40 years. You make it Valentine's week, baby.
Make it all year.
I'll maybe give you some more hits on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Stay
Hey, let's
tuned.
take a look outside here. If you want to go to Galveston, there's Mardi Gras weekend going on. Look at the hint of sunrise. 7:02 is when the actual sunrise hits, but Seawall looks inviting right now, doesn't it? 57 degrees there right along the coast. That's the warm spot by far. 48 at Hobby, 45 at Katy, 43 at Bush Intercontinental. Those 57 degrees down on the island there with those winds out of the east. They're going to be out of the east and then turning from the southeast over the next few days. Here we'll start to see a warm up with that south wind in the next couple of days. But for now, we'll stick with that 57. Winds out of the east, as we talked about, 5 to 10 miles an hour. The seas today will be 2 to 4 feet. The bays are smooth, so good day to take your boat out. Either the big one or the small one is good today. Swells 2 feet, and the low tide at 4:41 this afternoon. The high tide coming up at 11:19 this morning. It's going to be about 65 degrees today with a water temperature of 57. Nice to be able to walk in the surf as well, calf to thigh high. So not a bad day for any of that sort of thing. Hour by hour forecast on the island: 61, 63 to 65 degrees. Mardi Gras kicking off, and so we're going to see this for the next few weekends. So get out and plan and enjoy. Galveston Knights love to have you come on down here over the next couple of days. Nice, comfortable conditions for each of the next couple of days going forward here. So 65 to 69 degrees for these days. So get out and enjoy the Mardi Gras this weekend. The weather's going to be pretty good to do it. Next weekend, not bad either. So 10-day forecast coming up. Guys?
Ambrell, thank you. All right, we are following breaking news now. Houston police searching for a missing 10-year-old boy. We're told Kristen Oliva was last seen yesterday around 5 p.m. at the Crescent City Apartments on Broadway near Cullen. Police say that he left with an unknown friend and never returned. He was last seen wearing a black and orange Houston Dynamo sweater and black shorts. If you have any information on his whereabouts, call police. We've been following a breaking news story out of Southeast Houston all morning long, where a store employee is recovering after being shot multiple times by an alleged robber.
This happened overnight at the Vitcham Smoke Shop near Gulf Freeway in Alameda, Genoa, and Channel 2's Taisha Walker is live this morning with more. Taisha?
Jacob, police say the clerk that was shot at the smoke shop right behind me is expected to survive. She's recovering this morning at a hospital. Meanwhile, the man accused of shooting her remains at large. Police say the shooting happened around 11:45 last night. They say a man wearing a black ski mask and a black hoodie walked into the smoke shop and demanded that a customer give him their wallet and asked for cash out of the cash register. That's when police say things escalated.
During the course of the robbery, the female supposedly went for a gun that was behind the counter, at which time the suspect shot several times, striking the victim several times in the torso area.
And police say that that clerk was also injured in her chest, her arms, and her hands. They also tell us that she never had an opportunity to fire the gun. Reporting live in Southeast Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Taisha, thank you. This morning, a story you'll see here only on 2. A Houston area mother searching for answers after she says her 2-year-old daughter came home from daycare bitten and bruised. Heather Landrum on social media posted about the Kitty Academy of Richmond after she says her daughter was bitten and pinched while at the daycare last week. You can see the picture there. Landrum says the 2-year-old was only at the daycare for 3 days, but she quickly unenrolled her when she says the facility didn't adequately handle her child being injured while in their care.
Felt like I was just brushed off and it wasn't really taken as serious as I would have hoped it would have been.
The Kitty Academy of Richmond released a statement this morning saying in part, we proactively notified law enforcement authorities and child protective services so these injuries can be investigated on every level, regardless of where and when they occurred. Our primary concern is the health and well-being of this child over the short and the long term. If you want to read the complete statement, we find that on our story on our website at click2houston.com.
This week marks the 2nd anniversary of the tragic mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. 17 lives were lost. Yesterday, the community gathered to remember and honor those killed that day. Schools in Broward County were released early to allow students, teachers, and staff to be with their families. Flowers and balloons were placed in front of Stoneman Douglas's sign in remembrance of the victims. The mother of one of the students killed spoke about the importance of talking about the incident in hopes that it never happens again.
I think everybody goes through the grieving process differently. For me, I want to talk about it because that's how we get the message out there. That's how we make change. That's how we remember Alyssa and the 16 others.
The Broward Schools superintendent says the district has spent about $100 million on safety enhancements in the past 2 years.
And now to the latest in the coronavirus crisis. A Japanese man has tested positive for coronavirus after returning from a trip to Hawaii. The man is in his 60s and was diagnosed shortly after he returned home. He is from central Japan and visited Maui and Oahu from January 28th to February 7th. That man took a Hawaiian Airlines flight from Honolulu from Kauai to Honolulu on February 3rd. And that day, he said he had cold-like symptoms. Officials say that man had not visited China recently.
Only on 2, a 14-year-old girl armed with a gun, ready to defend her home and protect her sisters from an intruder. The mom came home after her daughter called, saying a man was peeping through their window. By the time she got home, he was already shimmying his way inside. Tracy Keene's 3 daughters were inside the home, an 18, 14, and 2-year-old. Even though the intruder never made it into the house, the girls had one other line of defense. The 14-year-old had been trained to handle a gun, took it out of the lockbox and loaded it.
I mean, I was hoping I didn't have to use it, but if I did, then yes, I would have been able to.
Wow, quick thinking there. At such a young age, too. When Keene returned home, she says she saw the man jump down from the window, run to a nearby church where she confronted him. He managed to get away. Keene hopes neighbors have surveillance video that can lead to that man's arrest.
Wow.
Well, spring training for the Astros is underway in West Palm Beach.
Channel 2 Sports Director Andy McAvoy gives us an update on pitcher Zach Greinke coming up next.
Good morning from West Palm Beach, preparing for day 3 of Astros spring training. Looking back to yesterday's day 2 of camp, a big name missing so far here in West Palm is right-handed pitcher Zach Greinke, but no concerns right now. Actually, February 22nd technically is the latest a player can report, and Greinke has already alerted the Astros he will be here by the 22nd. Dusty Baker says he's not concerned.
He's working out. He's been in contact with our training staff, with Brent Strom. And so we're not worried about him. I mean, this guy is a guy that's, he works. And so when he comes to camp, we expect him to fall in place with everybody else.
Is there any reason he's reporting later?
No, other than he's Zach Greinke.
Yesterday, highlighting the bullpen sessions was right-hander Lance McCullers Jr., whose long journey back from Tommy John surgery is complete. After sitting out last season, Lance says he's ready to deliver in a big way this year.
I'm excited to get going again. Obviously, I've had to wait a long time. It's felt like a lifetime, but here we are, and very excited to just be able to contribute again to the team. Not only run up to the clubhouse and get waters and bananas and stuff like that. So.
And Lance says he'll use his outings throughout the spring, technically as rehab starts, and he is ready to be a big piece to this Astros starting rotation. With the Astros in West Palm Beach, Randy McElvoy, KPRC Channel 2 Sports.
The best gymnasts from across the world have converged on spring for the second annual Biles International Invitational. More than 1,500 athletes expected to participate in several events like the Elite Qualifier and Elite Compulsory Competition and Elite Optional. Simone is not competing, but will be on hand to pass out awards. The event kicked off yesterday and will run through the 17th. The Houston Texans, partnering with Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl, to host their 12th annual Senior Showcase today. That event's a unique opportunity for 500 graduating high school senior football players hoping to receive scholarships to play at the Division II, III, and NAIA levels. 67 schools will be in attendance, we're told. The fun gets started this morning at 10 o'clock.
A 5-year-old boy is being called a hero this morning.
Where he learned that skills that led him to save his family from a house fire.
You.
Good morning. You need that jacket this morning, but by this afternoon, it's going to be really nice. 48, 47 degrees downtown and southwest. Galveston's at 57, the warm spot right now. Everybody's got either east or northeast winds, and that's going to continue to turn from the south eventually. Normally, we're at 66 degrees. We're not going to get there. We're going to be there, but we're not going to get to the records. Look at the records, 80s. We're well short of that, but we'll be in the mid-60s. So get out, plan to have a wonderful weekend, everybody. We'll take a look at that 10-day forecast. Rain is in it, and a schmutz day as well. We'll talk about that.
A schmutz day. Yep. All right. Okay, we'll take it. Thanks, Cam Brown. In this morning's consumer news, Facebook, the social media site, has released a new app that looks a lot like Pinterest. Reports say Hobby, as they call it, is a photo sharing app, and according to its page on the App Store, you can, quote, capture and organize your creative process like cooking, baking, arts, and crafts.
A classic toy is hitting a milestone. Etch-a-Sketch turned 60 years old in 2020, and it is shaking things up for the anniversary. It's working with other brands for a limited edition, different versions of the red framed drawing toy. They include Monopoly, Rubik's, NASA, and Marvel. Yeah, this year Monopoly will also celebrate its 85th anniversary.
Did you see that, Etchy? How did they do that?
So cool. The classics. It's magic. All right, a 5-year-old boy in Georgia is getting a special honor.
He is being hailed a hero for saving his entire family. Here's Blaine Alexander.
There's a new firefighter in town. 5-year-old Noah Woods.
This is how I got burned.
You got burned right here. Noah's family was asleep Sunday. His mom, Tabitha, awakened by their barking dog. Then she saw smoke coming from Noah's room.
I was so scared that they were still trapped in there.
But Noah knew exactly what to do.
How did you get your sister out?
I picked her up.
You picked her up?
Yeah.
And carried her out the window?
Yeah.
In the end, the whole family made it out alive. Turns out his mom had been teaching him fire safety all along.
So we had to make sure he knew to go to the window, stay low to the ground from smoke, do not touch doorknobs.
Now, a new holiday here for the brave little boy who faced fire and won. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Cartersville, Georgia.
Well, when the preparation comes in handy, geez,
that is so true and so good. Oh, 5-year-old little boy just able to think quickly, react, and know, gotta get my family out, gotta get my family out. I love those kinds of stories.
Speaking of family, look at this beautiful girl here, huh? Beautiful shot here. This is Olivia. It says Happy Valentine's Day to the KPRC crew.
Aw, thank you, Olivia.
That's all of us. Thank you very much. Good way to get our day started. We appreciate it so much. Taking a look outside here. This is a beautiful shot here. Kaplan Sinus Relief camera shot looking at the Williams Tower. There it is. Hey, we're going to be, sunrise is at 7:02. So my math tells me that's 17 minutes from now. So if you're planning on going out and being a part of the moment, that's when it happens. Temperatures right now, 48 degrees with the winds out of the northeast at 6 miles an hour. That's at Hobby Airport. So temperatures are cool, but they're going to be warming up pretty good here throughout the day. Outside the Channel 2 studios here, we'll take a look at all the temperatures around. Still 39 degrees in Cleveland, so that colder air is still around. Really cold air up in the northeast. We talked about some of those 10 degrees and 5 degrees that are out there in the northeast. If you're, now, I'm not talking about the northeast of the state. I'm talking about the northeast of the country, New York and that area. 43 in Houston at Bush, 47 in Sugar Land, 50 along the coast in Palacios with these winds more out of the east and northeast, so 8 to 7 miles an hour. In some areas are calm as well. We look at the big satellite picture here, satellite radar shot here. The surface features aren't really much of an issue for us. The big area of high pressure off to the east, as we talked about, all of that is helping to funnel this wind from the north and east, and pretty soon we'll have it coming from the south and east. We've got a surface low that's going to pick up, and very early tomorrow morning we'll see that, and we'll start to see some showers with that coming through. This is right here. This is by tomorrow afternoon. This is where the rain is going to stay. That's why I barely have any kind of rain in the forecast for tomorrow, because of the showers that will stay off the way here. By Monday, a few showers that are there about 3:15 or so, and then by Tuesday, the showers are around and about, but not really prevalent in the most part. And then we're going to Wednesday, the showers are around and about as well. So we see the showers that are around throughout next week, and then we get toward the end of next week and we clear things out a little bit as we go into next weekend, which looks like it's going to be pretty nice here. Going forward here, temperatures in the upper 70s and then dropping as we see the high temperatures by Wednesday. They'll be in the 50s as opposed to the 60s. Exact track radar, nice and quiet, which is the way we like it. For us, the hour-by-hour forecast for today will be close to that 66-degree mark by the time we get to 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. And on the 10-day forecast, you notice the rain chances are around, but the highest rain chances like Wednesday. That's the schmutz day we're talking about, 58 to 52. Not much of a deviation in the temperature, which gives us a sense it's going to be a lot of cloud cover throughout that day as well. So for next weekend, looks like we're clearing out. It's going to be a pretty good weekend. For now, the models change, and we, of course, will update you on those as we need to. Jacob?
All right, well, stay tuned. Thanks, Cam Brown. Well, Clifford, you know him, the big red dog. Well, he's coming to Houston's Children's Museum.
Yeah, the special event happening today in honor of the book's author's birthday. Classic book. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Everyone's favorite big red dog is headed to the Houston's Children's Museum, but he's right here right now. And Clifford the big red dog will have a day filled with activities, we're told, all in celebration of Norman Bridwell's birthday. Would have been 93 today,
yes,
I believe. The author of Clifford's book, so here to talk about it, Letty Luna with the museum. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
This is a rare occasion to see the big red dog.
Yes, the Children's Museum of Houston is happy to welcome Clifford back. I think it's been a few years since we've had him, so what a better way to celebrate Norman Bridwell's birthday and, of course, literacy.
Yeah, we love the books at my house, so I'm sure that everybody out there who's got kids have seen the books, and your kids probably like it. Clifford's obviously excited right now to be here. Wearing a nice ice vest to keep nice and cool inside the big, nice costume. So if you're going and you've never been, what can you expect today?
So you can expect, of course, all of our exhibits, which are included with general admission. It's 14 exhibits, so it can take quite a while, but definitely stop by, meet Clifford. You can make some big red ears to go along with your meet and greet. We're also going to have performances. So the all-star, all-star dancing dogs are coming, which I love, yes. And we'll also have some therapy pets. So if you want to come by and say hi, the pups are ready to give their unconditional love.
Dancing dogs, therapy pets, Clifford the big red dog, 14 exhibits Okay, that's a lot.
Yes.
And that's just today for Clifford.
Exactly. Clifford will be there just today. So definitely come out and say hi.
And if you want to say hi, you can find you online.
Yes. So we have all the information at www.cmhouston.org. You can also find details of the events on our Facebook and everything. But yeah, share.
Great. And you can just show up and you can get tickets.
Yes.
Thank you so much, both of you, for coming in. And you can find this info again in the replay on our website under the community page after the show. And we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. If you would like to add some almonds to your dish today, go ahead. You've got the perfect excuse.
Why?
Today is National Almond Day.
Oh.
Okay, so here are a few fun facts about almonds from Foodimentary. The ancient nut is mentioned several times in both the New and Old Testaments as symbols of divine approval.
Oh.
And so roasted almonds are delicious, the ones that are processed. The ones that are not processed, though, the acid, the prussic acid in them can actually kill you if you eat a lot, like more than a handful. In fact, you can tell if someone's been poisoned with cyanide if they smell like roasted almonds.
What?
Yeah, almonds have you covered. If you've got a sweet tooth, they're one of the primary ingredients in marzipan.
I'll remember that next time
lots
I'm
to think
somebody
about.
who maybe...
This I did not know about almonds.
Just eat roasted almonds just a little bit.
What's that? I think it may be cyanide. Kaplan Science Relief camera shot. 40s, mid-40s, Bush and Katy, Hobby 49, Galveston 58. Speaking of Galveston, East Beach, red flag out, a little breezy out there right now. Outside the Channel 2 studios, nice day. Always nice at Channel 2, right? Here we go. Hour-by-hour forecast. Going to be in mid-60s today. Get out and enjoy. It's a wonderful weekend. Car washes are going to be packed today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valentine's weekend. See you back at 8:30.